Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today we are actually starting off with an article that I promise is gonna probably be the simplest video of the day. And this article comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter, and that is consumers don't mind ads if they get lower streaming subscription prices. Study says Hulu, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, and Peacock all offer cheaper ad-supported tiers for subscribers, but Netflix has remained opposed to adding ads to its service. Now, I want to get this out of the way that personally, I cannot stand the term consumers, but in this scenario, I'm gonna use it because I'm too lazy to, think of a better term for this. Because, I think customers is kind of the same type of thing, but whatever. Let's just get into the article before I tangent on for too long. Ad-supported streaming has increasingly become a popular option for consumers looking to cut down their entertainment costs, according to a Thursday study from National Research Group and Roku. Of the nearly 3,000 respondents surveyed between the ages of 18 and 70 who watched at least 5 hours of TV per week, 70% said they were willing to pay for an AVOD service if it meant monthly subscription costs would be lower, the study found. 25% of respondents also said they added 25% of respondents also said they added an ad-supported paid subscription in the past year, while nearly a third of respondents said that they added a new ad-supported free streaming service to their entertainment diets. Basically, those people started watching either Pluto TV or Tubi. The finding comes as streamers like HBO Max and Paramount Plus have included cheaper ad-supported tiers to their subscription offerings over the past summer. NBCU's Peacock also has a premium paid tier with ads, while Hulu has long been an ad-supported tier that has in part helped the streamer drive most of Disney's streaming revenue. And guys, I'm actually old enough to remember when Hulu was a free service. Believe it or not, this AVOD service that everybody wants, Hulu used to be that way back in my day when kids played stickball. But in all honesty, it was back in the day where you could only access Hulu via a desktop or a laptop, and that really was it. And it was marketed as next day TV back in, we're talking 2008, 2009, when it was right around that time. I can't remember off the top of my head. Netflix, on the other hand, has been resistant to adding advertising to its offerings, and in 2019 said it would have a, quote, more valuable business in the long term by staying out of competing for ad revenue and instead entirely focusing on competing for viewer satisfaction, end quote. And then we go into this graphic here that I'm going to splash up on the screen for all of you to see. That is this streaming for all ages. And guys, I know it's not the highest quality. I am pulling this directly from the Hollywood Reporter, so I do apologize. TV streaming is nearly universal among younger generations, but it's not just young people. The majority of boomers are streaming too, and getting even more involved. And as we see from the graph here, Gen Z, who streams? Gen Z, 98% of respondents. Millennials, 95% of respondents that fall under millennials. 88% of Gen Xers, 71% of boomers. Now keep in mind, this was also a study where they surveyed only 3,000 people. Sure, it is a sample size and you can use this as a control group, but I wish that this study went for more people. That way we can see it on a wider spectrum, because I'm remembering this quote from Mark Twain here. There are three types of lies: lies, damned lies, and statistics. So I think with a bigger sample size, I think we would see more closer to as real of the numbers as we can get, unless if you're going to probe, something like 330 million Americans, which you're never going to do. And a good, third to almost half of them would be children. So they're probably not going to be paying for a streaming service anyway. But getting back to the graph here, because I've tangented for too long, boomers who stream are just as likely to have 3 to 5 streaming subscriptions as the younger generations, 45% on average versus 46% for boomers, and 51% of streaming boomers added more streaming services in the past year. Well, no shit, as streaming becomes more and more, it's basically becoming the new cable at this point. The NRG/Roku study also found that the majority of Gen Z, Millennials, Gen X, and Boomers use streaming services as cord cutting continues to take place. Sports streaming, however, still lags behind traditional pay TV, with 42% of respondents saying they watch sports via streaming, compared to 62% who watch on pay TV, according to the survey. Consumers are also concerned with having access to new films on streaming, with 73% of respondents noting that new movie releases are a key factor in why they would try a new streaming platform. So I guess that HBO Max's what's the term I'm looking for? HBO Max's experiment has worked out. But as I said, guys, you know, I personally would not mind. I personally wouldn't mind ads on streaming services, but you know, the problem is, why are you still paying if they're going to go ad supported? I mean, look at the success of Pluto TV and Tubi TV right now. Those two services alone are completely free that are entirely ad supported. Pluto TV is more of a live TV model that where you have like various channels. Personally, I watch Pluto TV for, you know, for the Star Trek channel, and I occasionally catch World Poker Tour and Impact Wrestling on there. By the way, this isn't an ad for Pluto TV. I'm just saying I personally use this service. And Tubi is more of like your Netflix, Hulu, where it's an on-demand service. But you know, and I've said this for quite a while, even before I started my channel here, that that the problem with the streaming market and everybody wanting to get into it is the more you fracture it, the more that piracy is going to go up. So basically the owners of these streaming services have one of two choices. Either they can make a free ad-supported version. That way people wouldn't have to go sail the high seas, if you know what I mean. You know, or basically lose out, you know, because at this point, how many services can you realistically pay for? And I remember when people were screaming at Hulu for, you know, changing it to where now you have to pay $6.99 a month and you still had to sit through ads, whereas before, it, like I said, it was back in my day, it was a free service if you sat through the ads. But guys, I think I've dragged this out as long as it needs to be, so I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you guys have been following me for long enough, you know I'm terrible at ending these videos, so I will just see you guys next time.